So we're coming up on Whoa! Are you okay? I was recording during nap time. Apparently nap time is over.
Nappy time.
Nappy time. Oh. Welcome back to Squarely on the Level. My name is Darren Kellerman, and I'm working in conjunction with the Grand Lodge of Kansas. It was a busy week this past week, and if you didn't get a chance to check social media, I encourage you to go back and do so. But if you don't have time, you can watch the episode as well. Started out basically on Tuesday when students from all around the state reported out to Dodge City for All-State Masonic Marching Band Camp. And that is band camp in association with the East-West All-Star Game, Shrine Bowl game, I guess is what they call it now. But what a great opportunity for almost 300 kids from across the state of Kansas to get together and put on a great performance. Now, unfortunately, if you watched it on TV, you saw what happened. And it happens every year. The students, they marched in parade Saturday morning. They put on a performance Friday night. But Saturday is the big show. And they're putting on a show, and then all of a sudden, these football teams arrive, and we band students have to leave the field, and the football team takes over. Well, they can't handle it for a very, very long time, so then they have to take a break. And the band members who have been in the stands playing and getting all crazy and stuff, they take the field again and put on the rest of the show. And then when they're done, the crowd goes bazonkers, and then the football teams, after their big rest, come back and they do their thing for another 20 or so minutes or 30 minutes, whatever it is. But the whole focus is on the band students, but it gets interrupted every year by these football teams. But thank you to everyone who sponsored a band student or cheerleader or a football player or any part of the Shrine Bowl festivities. Banquet sponsors. You are the ones that make it all possible for those Masonic hospitals. I call them Masonic hospitals, but they're more commonly known as the Shriners Hospitals. Shriners Hospitals for children. For those non-Masons that are watching right now, if you didn't know it, every Shriner is a Freemason first. So that's why I say they're Masonic hospitals, because every Mason has somewhat of a stake in those Shriners Hospitals. So even if you just watched or said, great job, thank you. If you were a sponsor this year, thank you so much. And you'll have another opportunity to do it again next year. For those students who went, make sure you thank your sponsors, because there's some of us, and I was one of them back in the day, who could have never afforded to go to band camp if not for those Freemasons. And it was a big deal to me. I can still remember how hot it was when I was down at Wichita State playing back in the day. So this is one of those band camps where they sit inside in the air conditioning for 10 hours a day. Then they go out and march around the field one time for 30 minutes. No, our Masonic students are out on the field almost all of every day, learning the show, making sure they know how to do the turns and stuff for the parade. So outstanding, and it's a memory that will last forever. And when they come to attention and say for the kids, that's what everything at Shrine Bowl is about. It's for those kids. We loved meeting the patient ambassadors, seeing them on the field, seeing them everywhere we went. It's a great year again. If you didn't sponsor this year, make sure you get on the list to sponsor in 2020. Also this week was the annual communication of the Most Worshipful Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Kansas. Here's some of the photos right behind me now. And we had a great turnout from our Grand Lodge, the Ancient Free and Accepted Masons Grand Lodge of Kansas. And we work together so good. So many states can't say that yet. It's getting better and better. Even Arkansas is starting to have more and more communication with their Prince Hall Grand Lodge. But here in Kansas, we've been doing it for what seems like forever. And this year was an awesome turnout by our Grand Lodge officers at the Prince Hall annual communication. Participated in the Lodge of Sorrow. And if you've never been to the Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Sorrow, if there's one event that you want to attend, that's it. You need to take time off. It's the Wednesday, I think it's the Wednesday before annual communication starts, and attend their annual Lodge of Sorrow. Oh my goodness, It is so, so beautiful. It is unlike anything that we do at the Grand Lodge of Kansas. We could take a lot of lessons from them, I think. But it is so beautiful and a moving ceremony. And it is just a tribute to all those who have passed on to the Grand Lodge above in the past year. Also got to see the election of the Grand Master for the upcoming year. No surprises there, so congratulations. And we look forward to continuing to work and do activities with the Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Kansas. And again, we've done so much with our Prince Hall brothers over the years. It's just wonderful. And if you're in a jurisdiction where you don't enjoy that camaraderie, you need to encourage your Grand Lodge to do so, because you are missing out on so much. I can't even begin to tell you all the wonderful things will happen when you work together with all your brothers. The fundraiser we're doing this year for the lodges, it's not just an AF and AM fundraiser. We had the Camaro at the Prince Hall Grand Lodge, and if you haven't seen it, make sure you get on Grand Lodge of Kansas Facebook, check out the live broadcast of the brother showing off that 1960 Camaro. And if you don't know what the deal is on that, raffle tickets are $20 a piece. $15 of every ticket sold goes back to the lodge that sells it. And each lodge can do what they want with it, but almost every lodge gives that money to charity. So $15 goes to charity or to support a local cause. And what even more lodges, well, not even more lodges, but what most lodges do is they double up that money. So a lodge sells, you buy a raffle ticket from my lodge for $20. We get back $15. That we need to keep $15. We double that to give to charity. So now your $15 becomes $30. How awesome of a deal is that? For lodges needing a fundraiser, this is it. Tell you what, my lodge couldn't get on the list to get the car to our event we got coming up. We got an event coming up June 22nd. And the car has been spoken for, it's calendared out, there's a lot of stuff going on. And instead of bemoaning the fact that we can't get the car, we just asked for a banner. You can get pictures and stuff, but I sent an email on Monday saying, hey, can I get a banner for the car? Guess what I got in the mail Tuesday? I was trying to figure out what package was in the mail. Open up, oh my goodness, they sent it out next day. Holy wow. That is the support the Kansas Masonic Foundation has for my lodge and for your lodge. So if you're wondering about those raffle tickets, you need to get on that. We've had several episodes that have had pieces of how to sell raffle tickets and the good things you can do with that. Go back and watch them. If you need some tips, just go back and watch those episodes or drop me a line and I'll help you out. We're coming up on summertime and a lot of lodges are starting to go dark. What that means is they're not having meetings in July and August. And that's allowed by Grand Lodge bylaw. If you don't believe me, you can look it up in your copy of the bylaws. You don't have a copy of the bylaws, you say? Well, you can get that on the website, www.kansasmason.org, and then just go to the documents and download section. You can download your own copy of the Kansas bylaws and look all the cool bylaws up. The laws regarding meetings state that we have to meet once a month, except in the months of July and August. Every lodge has to have a minimum of 10 stated communications a year, but you don't have to meet in July and August. And a lot of lodges just took that for granted, no matter what the reason. Now, me personally, I think that was designed for lodges in the old days because they met on the second or third stories of buildings and they didn't have air conditioning. So in Kansas, in July and August, it's probably going to be 100 plus degrees in a lodge room. And back then, most men were wearing suit and tie to lodges. So while I don't mind wearing a suit and tie in the Kansas heat, I can imagine setting for a 2-hour meeting or so might become a little bit uncomfortable several years ago. But that tradition seems to have carried on with no reason, even as we've gotten more and more lodges with air conditioning. So if your lodge is one of those lodges that always goes dark during July and August, I urge you to consider not doing that. Maybe have special meetings or do something special, even if it's just traveling as a group to another lodge. Because if you've got an air-conditioned lodge, there's no other reason not to meet. Yes, I know families are out, they want to travel for vacation and such, but they're always doing that. There's always something that keeps a guy from going to lodge. But why can't we go ahead and have a lodge meeting? We could do a Masonic education. Speaking of Masonic education, don't forget that coming up this Tuesday, the Kansas Lodge of Research has their virtual education session. That is going to be at 7 o'clock with Angel Millar, talking about the fringe Masonic rites. If your lodge meets that night, I encourage you to find a way to watch that live. That'd be awesome if we have a lodge or lodges join us live watching that virtual education session. Now, you want to call off for that, guys. Don't do that in a tiled setting. There's a bunch of things wrong, and our host, Alex Powers, will block you quickly if he thinks you're a tiled lodge watching in there. But if you're a Kansas Lodge of Research member, get in your reservation. I will post a link down in the description below to make sure that you have the link to the Kansas Lodge of Research so you can get your reservation in, because these virtual education sessions have a limited amount of bandwidth viewer stuff. I don't get it all, but I know that. We're working on making that. But so far we haven't even approached the max number of viewers yet. But I hope we do. So Tuesday, 7 o'clock. So we're talking June the 11th is what we're looking at here, for in case you're viewing this after the date. It was June the 11th at 7 o'clock with Angel Millar. And eventually this will be posted back in its entirety on the Kansas Lodge of Research website. So if you're a Kansas Lodge of Research member, you could go back and watch that if you've missed it or want to catch something else. And if you missed the past two, go back and watch them. They're already there. So again, the link is in the description below. If you're not a Kansas Lodge of Research member, go to the website, become a member, and join us this Tuesday. That's it for this week. My name has been Darren Kellerman. This is Squarely on the Level. If there's something you want to know about, just send me an email, Squarely on the Level. We've got some great stuff coming up over the summer here, some topics that some of you have been asking me about. We're going to cover. We're going to have some guest speakers. Speaking of guest speakers, don't forget Leadership Academy. The guest speaker at lunchtime, Bill Snyder, talking on leadership. There's a guy that knows about leadership and how to get things done. That's the guy. Hall of Fame coach from Kansas State University, Bill Snyder, at the Leadership Academy in September. That's on September 14th. I'll post that link down below as well. So until next week, my name is Darren Kellerman. If you liked what you saw, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to share it, and hit that subscribe button and notification bell as well. Remember, keep things squarely on the level. Haven't familiarized yourself with the bylaws, I printed mine out, but you don't have to. You can get them on kansasmason.org in the download section. We've talked about that before. But do something with your summer. Don't just go dark and do nothing. Travel and visit a lodge that you haven't ever visited. But
Hi, Daddy.
hi, honey. How are you?
Good.
Do you see me recording?
Love you, Daddy.
I love you, honey. Do you see me recording?
Mm-hmm.
Can you go in the other room and let me finish up here? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Steve.
I'll come and turn it on in just a minute, okay? So we're coming up on Whoa! Are you okay? I was recording during nap time. Apparently nap time is over.
Nappy time.
Nappy time. Oh. Remember, keep things squarely on the level. All right, come here, honey. Careful. Come right here.
Got you. Got you, Daddy.
Yeah.
Love you.
Can you tell everybody hi?
Hi.
Do you think your mom will be mad we didn't do your hair?
No.
So forever, when people look back at this episode, they're going to see your hair. You just got up from a nap. So, do you think your brother will be mad he's not on TV?
No.
Do you want your brother to be on TV?
Yeah.
So we're going to keep things squarely. Do squarely. On the... Fold your hand down. Level.
Level.
There we go. Good job. 2 times. There we go. So, I thought it was nap time. Not nap time. Do you think we'll ever meet a Grandmaster?
No.
No. I'm going to say hi to the Grandmaster.
Hi, Grandmaster.
Well, wave at him. He's watching. You didn't learn any secrets today, did you?
No.
Because only guys can be Freemasons, right? Okay. So, do you think he'll be back next week?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see you next week. Squarely.
Squarely.
On the...
Level.
That's right! Ha! All right. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Put up here. Say bye!
Bye.
Good job.